Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, all the love on my previous video from Saturday or Sunday, and yeah, in general I hope you all are having an amazing day. I just wanted to say that if you're not following me on all my social media, you should do that right now. I'm going to put it on the screen. And also, if you're watching this video or about to watch this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, why don't you click that subscribe button? Also like this video, and let's get straight into it. So today we're going to be talking about something like a continuation of like that first video I made about LA and moving in and my experience so far. But this one is going to be like, you know, part 2. Having lived in LA for 7 months now, I feel like I can tell you guys some stuff that I know or I have experienced. And if you want to come to LA, then you should know about that, or just know in general, to be honest. So the number one thing I've realized, or the number one thing I've experienced over the months is that where you live in LA actually matters. The funny thing is that I always knew that LA was big, but I didn't think it was going to be this big. And wherever you decide to live is, you know, very important, especially if like you work far away or your school is far away or wherever you are, and also friends, to be honest, because lots of things matter. Like, I mean, if you want to see someone and the person lives really far, which most likely would happen, you don't want to be traveling like an hour, 45 minutes to go and see somebody. It just gives you not that much motivation. And coming from somewhere where, you know, it was really easy to see people if I wanted to see them, this is just quite different. So, you know, that's one thing I learned, like where you live, and also depending on like, you know, what you like to do outside of your normal day-to-day activities. So like going out and stuff, if you live in like really far places, you wouldn't be able to get to like all the nice spots in the city or wherever. So yeah, where you have your house or where you reside matters a lot. Another thing I'm going to talk about is the car situation. You know, I mentioned about how transportation is, you know, zero. It's actually not that bad. Coming from someone who doesn't drive, which people always say like driving is the most essential thing to have in LA, I think you can get away with it. I mean, I've done 7 months without having a car and I'm still here, except for the fact that if I'm going out like, you know, nights out, or if I'm going to some places where I've never been before, your best option would be Lyft or Uber. I usually pick Lyft in LA because it's way more, because it's cheaper. Is that, I want to say way more cheap, whatever, because it's cheaper than Uber. But what I do is Lyft Line, which is like you share the car with other people, and that like cuts your cost in like half, or sometimes even more than half, and it's very affordable. Another thing I realized is that LA has a metro system. I never knew that. So I tried that like recently and it was pretty cool. It was quite like, you know, amazing. Like normally it would take me like so long to get to downtown LA, and if I want to go like to Union Station or if I want to go to other places, it's always going to be really expensive if I use Lyft, and if I use the bus it takes too long. But the metro system, super fast downtown, so that's really like, you know, good to know. Or yeah, so like the transportation is not that bad. I use the bus every day and it's actually not that bad as well. Only that, you know, sometimes you get a few like weird people on the bus, and you know, it can be dirty sometimes, but aside from that, it's pretty decent. Another thing I've noticed in living in LA is weed is legal here. So almost everywhere you go to, there is weed smelling everywhere. I don't know if it's just me or wherever I am, but to be honest, it's just something you cannot avoid. So if you do not like the smell of weed, or you do not want to be around that, I suggest being in LA is not for you, because you will not avoid it. Even in places where they say smoking is not allowed, you will smell it. So that one is something I've realized, and it's a bit like off-putting sometimes, but it's something there. Like it is. This should even be my number one. Everybody should just take it like that, you know, just put LA and put weed, and everybody's so laid back here. You know what, I can talk about LA for too long. If you want to go for like job interviews, if you want to go for like important things, forget about wearing a suit, forget about dressing up like properly. They're going to look at you like you're crazy, because everybody dresses down. Like at work, even people that are like senior levels, they come into work wearing Converses, they come into work wearing, you know, sweatpants, jumpers, and silly things like that. So it's like, I won't say silly, but like really comfortable. There's something in my eye, really comfortable, and it's quite different, but it's like pretty cool. But that's one thing I have to like, you know, keep on learning, that, you know, everything, when they say like it's usually about semi-formal and lower than that, it's nothing is never really ever formal, except you're going for like the black tie event or dinner, but other than that, everybody is proper chilled. Okay, and back to transportation and like moving around. One thing I've learned is that the traffic here is crazy. I think I mentioned that previously, but trust me, you guys, like, I don't think traveling between like 4 and 7 or like 3 and 7 is like the worst time you can actually leave your house, because no matter where you're going to, even if it's going to take 30 minutes, add an hour to it or 45 minutes. And you know what, like, coming from also living in Nigeria, like, that traffic is horrible. They're competing, and I never thought that anywhere could be worse than Nigeria. I really don't know which one is worse. That's how bad the traffic is. So if you want to go anywhere, just learn how to be strategic about it and know like ways to go about it. I don't know anywhere, so I just like sit down in the lift or sit down in my bus and wait until I get to wherever I'm meant to get. Or I try to avoid those times to go anywhere. I always go like before or after. So that's one thing you need to learn. Another thing is that the food is amazing. Sometimes I just wish I could like have like so much money in my account that I can visit every single restaurant and bar, but the food is absolutely amazing. Like, the variety is crazy. You can be on the street and see like Mexican food, Greek food, whatever food you want, it is there, and it's so amazing. Another thing relating to food in LA is that everybody tends to be really health conscious here, so you're going to find a lot of restaurants that are like healthy kind of food. So it could be vegan, there's always going to be like salads and all this like healthy food. So if you're not really into healthy food, that might be a little bit hard for you, because majority of restaurants are going into the direction of healthy food, except you want to eat like, I don't know, burgers and all this stuff. But most restaurants are like really good food and healthy food and like, vegetarian, vegan kind of food, which is fine by me, but taste amazing. Truly taste amazing. And speaking of amazing, another thing that's amazing is the weather. Yes, the weather is amazing. Although I got lied to, or they lied to me. They told me that LA was always going to be hot, but unfortunately, like during the winter time, it got pretty cold at some points. But it obviously wasn't as cold as like being in England, because I only had like, I didn't even use a leather jacket. I had a jeans jacket. That's what I was wearing during the winter time. So it wasn't that bad. I think what made it bad for me was because I was in Nigeria before I came to LA, so I was used to the sun. And then coming to LA, when I moved in LA, it was hot. So like the quick change in temperature made me feel really cold. But if I was coming from England, I would be like, okay, it's almost summer weather, because the temperature was like what, like 15, 12, that kind of thing, like centigrade, not Fahrenheit. So for us, when it's like getting to 15, that's like almost summer, and people are already wearing shorts in England. So another thing I want to touch about being in LA is that you have to have a lot of self-confidence, which matters a lot. You have to love your body. You have to love yourself being here, because there are a lot of people here who, are all about that Instagram body, that whole, what word can I use? That mentality. There are lots of people who have done like procedures. There are lots of people who are into doing excessive, facial stuff, like having too much, I won't say too much makeup, but just doing a lot of stuff to their body. And a lot of people are hot. Like, I mean, like body hot. Like, this person is looking. So if you don't like have that, self-love for yourself, you're going to feel really intimidated, because I feel like LA is a place where a lot of people come because they want to be in entertainment. They want to like grow like their social media side, or they want to do things relating to, being out there. So a lot of them give that appearance, or get that appearance. So if you're not comfortable in your skin, you're going to feel like you have to do something. You're going to feel like you should have a procedure done to fit in. And it can be very intimidating as well, especially when you go into like, I don't know, like a restaurant or a bar, and then you see every other girl, and then you're like, I don't look like this. But for me, it's always been like, I love how I look regardless, so it never really affected me. But if you're someone that is struggling with that whole self-love thing, this place is probably going to like break you down. But I'm going to do another like video on self-love, which is going to be, I don't know, maybe in the next couple of weeks I'll bring that out. But that's just something you need to keep in behind. That's not just something you have to have in mind, that that is what LA is about, and it's something I've come to realize. And going back to that, it's also like the people that there is really hard for you to find friends or to make friends. And for me, I've always been someone who is very bubbly and someone who can get along with people, but being here has been really difficult click with people, because I feel like most people here are, I won't say superficial because I don't want to like group people into a category, but it's just this kind of like behavior where you feel like they want to be your friend for something, and it's just I don't know, my spirit just doesn't align with that. So I find it hard to really click with people, and the people I have become friends with are people that I'm working with or I'm in school with. So, and most of them are international students, so they're obviously not in that same mentality. They've come from like different countries, which are like, I won't say same, but like different from LA. So those are the kind of people that I've clicked with, to some degree. But majority of the people that I've met, there just hasn't been that I want to be a friend kind of thing. It's always like, okay, there's just something wrong, something off. So that's something you need to be mindful of, that not everybody here would have your best interest, and even if they want to be your friend, it might be because of something you have or something you can offer them. And I'm not trying to generalize, but this is just something that people know about LA. And I've had a couple of people tell me before that, people in LA are fake, and it's not something I know, but it's just something I'm starting to notice a little bit. But that's another point. Another thing I want to talk about of LA that I've learned so far is people wear like gym outfits even when they don't go to the gym. I mean, this is so random, but I feel like, LA is all about like health and fitness and whatever, and you have loads of like gyms around, yoga studios, every single like class you can think of trying to stay healthy, it's out there. And I feel like you can count like 2 in 5 people outside will be wearing an outfit that's for the gym, and that's something I've realized. So it's a bit weird. I don't know, this is just a random thing that I just threw in, but it's a bit really actually really weird. And the last thing I want to talk about being in LA is that the night actually ends early or ends young. Unlike other cities where like it's out, you can stay out partying till like 5 a.m, 4 a.m, whatever, like in New York, Vegas, London, wherever you are. I used to actually think that people in LA go out and do all of that, but it's actually really different. Like people in LA don't stay out late. Around like 1:45, 2 o'clock, every club is every club has closed, everybody's starting to get home. So I'm just like, okay, that's different. Like I totally didn't expect that, and that's just something I've learned. So if you want to come here, or if you're here and you don't know that, nights out usually end really early, and I'm not complaining because I want to be in my bed anyway, so I'm good with that. So these are a few things that I'm just going to add to my first video that I made about LA, and obviously if any other thing comes up, I would inform you guys and make another video. And I'm planning to do a little bit more creative videos regarding LA. And if there's something you want to learn about being in LA, or something you want me to show you guys about being in LA, then write down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, follow me on all my social media accounts, and thank you so much for watching.